Hello everyone, this is Edward. It's been a long time since I made a photography video. Lately I've been using the Olympus OMD E-M10 Mark III quite a lot, and I thought it would be interesting to share some thoughts about it. First of all, I should mention that I own and use both older and newer camera equipment. Modern cameras are incredible tools, and in many ways they are objectively better. But for some reason, I have always been drawn to older cameras like this one. They often have more character, more personality, and they make photography feel a little more intentional. So the Olympus OMD E-M10 Mark III is one of those cameras for me. I live in Tokyo, Japan, and this little camera has accompanied me on many walks through the city. One thing I really love about this camera is the JPEG output. Like many photographers, I usually shoot both RAW and JPEG. RAW files give me flexibility when editing, but honestly, many times the JPEGs coming straight out of this camera are already good enough. The colors are pleasing, the contrast looks natural, and the files have a finished appearance that often requires very little work. Sometimes I find myself looking at the RAW file and the JPEG side by side and thinking, the camera already did a great job. That's something I generally appreciate. And then there is black and white. I absolutely love the black and white images from this camera. There is something about the tonal rendering that works beautifully for street photography. Shadows have depth. Highlights remain pleasant and controlled. The images feel timeless. Tokyo is a wonderful city for monochrome photography, and this camera encourages me to see scenes in black and white. Some of my favorite photographs I've taken with the OMD E-M10 Mark III are monochrome images. Even years after this camera was released, I still think Olympus did an amazing job with its black and white rendering. One of my favorite lenses with this camera is the 17mm f2.8, which a lot of people don't really like, but I do like it. And the second lens I use is the Olympus 25mm f1.8. Compared to the little pancake lens, this one is larger. Not huge, of course, but definitely more noticeable. Sometimes I miss the tiny size of the 70mm. When walking for hours around Tokyo, every bit of size and weight matters. But once I see the images from the 25mm f1.8, I quickly forget about that. The image quality is absolutely amazing. The sharpness is excellent, the colors are beautiful, the contrast is rich without feeling harsh, and the lens produces lovely background separation for a micro four thirds system. The 25mm focal length is also incredibly versatile, so it's an equivalent of 50mm on a full frame, so it feels natural, not too wide. So I think this lens is really good for street photography. And another thing I really love about the Olympus OMD E-M10 Mark III is the way it looks. I know image quality is important, but I think the appearance of a camera matters too. This camera has a beautiful vintage-inspired design that reminds me of classic film cameras from decades ago. The silver details, the dials, the proportions, everything feels thoroughly designed. It has a retro charm that many modern cameras seem to be missing. When I pick it up, it feels like a camera made for photographers rather than a small computer with a lens attached. So I pair mine with a brown leather strap and sometimes a matching brown leather half case. Together they give the camera an even more classic appearance. Walking around Tokyo with this setup feels a little bit like carrying a vintage film camera, even though it is a modern digital camera. Yeah, so that's the Olympus OMD E-M10 Mark III. Not the newest camera, not the most expensive camera, not the most advanced camera, but for me it's one of the most enjoyable cameras I've ever used. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed a small look into one of my favorite photography companions. Until next time, take care, keep shooting, and don't forget to enjoy the journey. Bye-bye.